saw, turn the key and cooler off.
Hi, welcome back to my channel for another video. Today I wanted to talk about some fun and creative ways to entertain children while they're home for the summer or anytime really. My youngest and I put together a list of all the different things that we've done over the years. Basically, I've been a stay-at-home mom the last 7 years. I have homeschooled for a portion of that, and also just getting through the pandemic with young girls, and so you name it, we've tried it. So basically, I just wanted to go over all these creative ideas to hopefully give you some inspiration for your summer. And I wish I could pull every single thing out and show it to you, but I thought it would be easier just to go through it really quick in a video. Maybe you can just listen to this while you're going about your day and get some ideas, and then I will link everything in the description box below so that if there's something that you'd like to try out, I've made it easy. You could just jump to those links and get what you need for the summer. Okay, so the first idea I have for you is air dry clay and clay making tools. This is something that my daughter loves to do. We get a big bucket of air dry clay and an old baking sheet that she uses to make stuff on. And a lot of the times she just makes stuff from her imagination with the clay. And I also have a set of clay tools to make it easier for her to shape the clay, and a spray bottle that she can spray when it's getting a little too dry. And then you just let it set for a couple days until it hardens, and then you can paint it. So there's a variety of things you can make with air dry clay. Could be, you know, animals. She just recently made her initials to paint and hang up in her room. And so it's a really fun thing to do and keep on hand when kids get bored. The next thing I have for you is a classic, and that is Play-Doh. We often order a big box of all the colors of Play-Doh from Amazon, and I keep a bunch of Play-Doh out in the art studio, but I also will bring it in and let her create on the dining room table. We have collected a bunch of like Play-Doh pieces over the years that she can use to make different things. And, you know, even if it's something that you think kids have played with quite a bit, like it's always fun to take it out. And even every time that we're out in the art studio, she loves to make Play-Doh and make little food items with it. So it's a great option, and it's really affordable too. The next idea I have for you, along with the hands-on things, is slime. I know that slime can be triggering to some people, but if you do it in the right environment, it's a lot of fun for kids. Basically, I wouldn't have any clothing on that you care about, because once it gets on a piece of clothing, it's nearly impossible to wash out in my experience. But basically, you can either make your own slime and find a recipe online for that, or you can just buy one of those kits that has all the different kinds of slime in it and the little stir-in things that they love to do, and she likes to combine different colors together. It seems to occupy them for a long time. Like, kids love it. So that's number 3. The next idea I have for you is what I call decals. I actually don't even know what the real term is for them, but they're those little like reusable stickers that you can put on and off things. I think they're also called color forms. Sometimes they have them at the dollar store, and Melissa and Doug make a set of them as well with different themes. We have a whole cabinet of them, and yeah, they can just make like different scenes or like dress up little dolls that way. So yeah, the decals are a fun thing to play with. Along those lines are paper dolls, which we got the cutest little vintage paper doll set on Amazon that I will link below. It's adorable. It has a bunch of little outfits that they can put on these 2 dolls, or they can also color their own outfits with colored pencils, and that's super cute. Along those lines is fashion plates. Fashion plates, the Barbie fashion plates is something that I had growing up, and it is so much fun to like be your own fashion designer and make a bunch of different outfits. So I have actually passed those on from my older daughter to my younger daughter, and we still have the same set, and it's still tons of fun. The next idea I have for you is watercolor paint and watercolor paper. So it's as simple as that sometimes with kids, giving them a set of watercolors. They're inexpensive on Amazon. You can get a whole thick booklet of watercolor paper to use specifically for watercolors so that the paper doesn't buckle. And you can get both of those two things for about $20 and they can use it again and again and again. Another idea I have for you is to do watercolors outside. We have a huge blanket that we use for painting outdoors and like doing nature art and things like that. We have a little travel watercolor set and a little travel brushes and water cup, along with travel watercolor sketchbooks and postcards that have watercolor paper, and those are really fun to paint on one side and then write a little message and send to a family member. So I will link all the stuff for that below, but it's just so nice and relaxing to sit out on a blanket and paint what's around you or paint from your imagination, and kids just love to do that. So that's a great idea. Next I have for you is origami paper. You can get a set of origami paper and a little booklet on various things that you can make on Amazon. And there's also plenty of YouTube videos that you can follow along to make stuff with, but you get at least like 200 pieces of the origami paper and it's super fun. My daughter makes like little animals and things with it all the time. So that's a great option as well. The next thing I have for you is acrylic paint and canvases. You can get a big stack of canvas panels, which are more affordable usually than full-blown canvases, but you can also get the canvases that like will hang on the wall as well. And I would recommend with kids to use washable acrylic paint. Crayola makes a great set that I will link below. We have had over the years the smaller bottles in a bunch of different colors, and now we've moved up to the giant bottles of Crayola washable paint. You can also find like canvases that already have like a design on them that they can paint for, you know, kids that want to like kind of paint in the lines of something, or just plain canvases that they can paint on as well. Another idea I have for you is making felt animals. It comes in a kit and each envelope is a different animal, and it comes with the little felt shapes and the yarn to sew together. So it's a really good beginner sewing project, and then you just stuff them when you're done sewing them and they make these cute little woodland creatures. So I will link those below. The next thing I have is a classic coloring books and crayons. There's a really nice art set that Crayola makes that has crayons, markers, and colored pencils in it. We use that, but just like a 64 pack of crayons and some coloring books. The dollar store has a lot of coloring books, and so does Amazon. The next idea I have for you is making beaded bracelets. It's pretty easy to, depending on the age of your kids, to order a kit from Amazon that comes with the elastic string. And what I've done is teach my daughter how to measure around a wrist and to draw with a little Sharpie how long you want the bracelet to be, and tape the elastic to a table and then put the beads on herself, so that I'm not always having to constantly make the bracelets for her, that she knows how to measure them now and make them for herself, for her friends, for the Eras tour. Kids just love beaded bracelets and they're super fun. Along those lines, we also have friendship bracelets made out of string. That's a little more advanced. So if you have kids that are a little bit older, my daughter's 7, but maybe like, you know, 9, 10-year-olds, making the friendship bracelets with string. I used to do that as a kid. The rainbow loom bracelets is another option, and that's just another kit you can get on Amazon. Something that we are going to try that I love to do as a kid, and I just ordered a kit for my daughter, is a latch hook kit. So she's gonna make her own little wall hanging. You can also make pillow covers or rugs out of them, and it's just super fun. I love doing it as a kid. Another idea I have for you is kinetic sand. We just have a big bucket of it out here. I place it in one of those cereal containers so that it stays fresh, And I just have it on an old baking tray with a lot of little pieces that came with various sets over the years. And for younger kids too, you can put like little people in there. We used to use like the Frozen little people characters and like just make different scenes, and kids can play with it kind of like in a sensory way. Another idea that we've done is made our own Play-Doh with food coloring, and I will link that recipe below that we've used to do that. But we made like 6 different colors, and my daughter just had so much fun. Even though she has Play-Doh, she just like loved doing it. Another thing we do is we have a nature jar, and when she's playing outside or we go hiking or go to the beach or something like that, she's collected a bunch of different items that we put in the jar, and that's just like a fun creative thing to do. But you can also make art with the things that you find. So you can paint rocks, you can paint leaves, you can use leaves and sticks and things like that and make a collage, or make like your own flower using a piece of construction paper, glue a stick to it, and then paint the flower or draw the flower and kind of make your mixed media with the nature being a part of your art piece. Another great resource is Pinterest. If your child, let's say, is really into lions or horses or something like that, you can just look up lion crafts or horse crafts, or like my daughter's really into dogs and wolves. Just put those specific items into your search, or even just seasonal, like summer art, holiday art, whatever your child's into, they've got a craft for you on Pinterest of usually things you can find around the house, like yarn, paper plates. In general, I always keep colored construction paper and white paper on hand. It's good just to have some basic art supplies around the house. Aside from the big Crayola art set, I also have a couple different craft boxes that have things in them like googly eyes, popsicle sticks, pieces of felt, pipe cleaners, jewels, and things like that. I can just take out that craft box, some glue, a piece of construction paper, and she can make anything that her creative mind comes up with. Also, just having different kinds of stickers is a great thing. Sticker books, just a big bag of stickers. You can easily make a drawing or a painting and then add stickers to it. Another great art supply is paint sticks or dot markers. Those are just fun to take out with a piece of paper. It's just great to have like different things that you can pull out that they're not used to always having on hand, that they can just sit there for like an hour and create. I also have a bunch of stamps from Melissa and Doug, different like wooden stamps of fairies and horses and castles and mermaids. And that's just a fun thing to pull out every once in a while as well. And the final idea I have for you today is a good old-fashioned sidewalk chalk. Kids love to go outside and draw all over the concrete, and it's super easy just to wash away later. And that can be just a super fun summer creative activity for them. So I hope you got some ideas. Once again, I will link everything down below to make it really easy for you. And I hope you have a really fun and creative summer with your kids. And I hope some of these ideas gave you some inspiration on how to do some fun creative projects. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Come on, stop, turn the key and cool.